should be on right now. Alright, boys, welcome to a Dead by Daylight stream. If you don't know what Dead by Daylight is, it's a horror game, so if you're watching this at night and you get scared easily, I don't think you want to watch this. So yeah. I'm going to be playing as, there's two things, a killer and 4 survivors. I'm going to be playing as one of those 4 survivors. And that's a killer. Yoink. Snagging that perk. I like that perk. Still looking for a match though. I don't know what happened, boys, but whatever. If I got loaded into a match, that would have been... Oh my god! Everybody's ready but the killer. I can tell you who we're gonna be facing, because it literally says it at the start. The ones I hate the most are, the nurse. The nurse can do stuff, bad stuff. We don't like the nurse here. Please don't be the nurse. I swear if it's the nurse. Oh, an offering. Oh no. I don't know who we're going against. Lag. lag. Laggy, laggy. Oh. We might be going against somebody called the Spirit who can face walk, and I don't like that. Ooh. I'm not going against there. By the way, a heartbeat will ensue when the spirit's near. Or whoever it is. I just hope it's not the nurse. But since we're at the Yamakoa residence, I'm pretty sure it's a spirit. See that down there? It says 5 with a generator icon. You gotta get 5 of those. You gotta repair 5 generators. Oh. Somebody's, already been found. Oh no. That's near me. Daggum crows. Why are there so many crows, bro? Man, if only I had a toolbox. Oh. So that's where the basement is. Alright, nice. Good to know, good to know, good to know. Person better not be camping. That's probably where he was. Oh, it's a trapper! Awesome! That's fun to... Okay. Alright. Good thing that trapper went after, the other one. Alright, I'm just gonna heal myself in this corner right here. Let's hope it makes it through. He's probably gonna put that person in. Awesome. That's good to know. Ooh, we don't like these. Okay, let's see. Oh. It's the same exact hook. Are you serious? If my boy can struggle for a bit, I can go down and get him. He's down there camping. He's camping! What a... Jeez, everybody knows that's just a horrible move, because that means they can't get revved. Should at least give him a chance, you know? Douche move. Really is. Poor guy. Poor guy. So, there's that. Okay. Some people bolt. Oh. Yep, there's Trapper. That Trapper's a camper, though. He uses a basement. Oh, somebody got him. Trapper got somebody. Oh, I'm not going near the basement. Uh-oh. Jeez Louise. Okay. Oh, what have we got here? It's probably not the right one. Maybe it is. There's the next generator. Forgot what it is. There it is. Now I see why I picked it. Now I see where they got. Why maybe somebody didn't offer. Oh no, where are you? Oh, me sorry. Me so sorry. I'm probably just gonna put her in the basement. Usually that's what the new Trapper does, but we don't know. Just oh shoot. I'm bolting this one. I'm gonna go get her if he's not camping. Better not be camping. Where'd my heartbeat go? I know he's camping. He's camping. He's camping. I see him. Should I go get her, or should I be wary of him, or should I go get her? He's camping. He's camping. I'm just gonna bolt. I'm gonna go get that last generator. Sorry, other person. I'm sorry I couldn't get you. That's the right one. That one hasn't even been worked on yet. Here we are. Here's our generator. Oh, here you are. My noble steed. This Trapper's just gonna sit there, because he knows nobody's coming. He knows, he probably thinks I'm still there, so. Awesome. Okay, that's one person dead. No, actually 2 people dead in this game. This door's about to open. Alright, good game. Well, Props. Actually, I need to check who this killer can do. Survivor rank, awesome. Camping kid, I don't need it. This guy's okay, let's see. Bear trap, strong coil, and pattern trolls. Okay, let's see. This guy's, by the looks of it, he only seems like he's how can I put it? Maybe he's new to the game, who knows, but everybody knows camping is horrible, and, like, even though some people do it because they think it's fun, and they give the other survivors no chance to get anybody else, more people just do it because it somewhat guarantees them a win. So most people do it because of that, but a lot do it just for the blood points. Which blood points are these stuff up here that you do for this. Blood web for perks and stuff. Got slippery meat, that's good. Sweet. Sweet. Okay. So hope I'm going to trade with Dead Hard because I need that more. Actually, so I only use these three that I actually like anyway. David King's from a he's from a DLC that you could get for free, and it's a nice DLC, not gonna lie. It comes with a killer and a survivor. Killer, she uses axes and throws axes. So, yeah. So all these other ones, some of them are like from, how can I put this? Like horror movies, like Detective Tapp. He's from Saw, if I'm correct. That's the only one I actually have. That's a horror movie, Detective Tapp. This one's from another DLC. The killer's a clown, so. Actually, hold up. See what I have. Ooh, donkey jacket. Okay, we're gonna go play as a killer for this match because I don't feel like doing anything, so we're gonna show you all the killers. Like, I have the pig, Amanda from Saw. I also have a clown. Then I also have this one, the one that throws axes. Now, the one I hate the most is this one, because she can go through walls, and nobody likes going through walls. Yeah, but there's stuff from, like, horror movies here, like, Michael Myers, shoot. I don't know what his name is. It's just, oh yeah, Leatherface. Freddy Krueger, Ghostface, Demogorgon. I don't know where that one is. Don't know where that one comes from. Don't know where that one comes from. Don't know where that one, nor does that one, nor does that one. I hate going against, this one, because she can go invisible and do stuff. This one can go through walls. Where's the hillbilly at? Oh, this one. This one has a chainsaw and he can run fast at you, so. This one shocks people. This one, if he gets seen by him. Yeah, so basically, if he keeps stalking you, like a killer would, if he keeps doing that, then he gets, like, he gets faster and stronger. If you read this, then you know that. This one can put you into a dream. This one, I don't know what this one does. Alright. I'm gonna be playing as either Trapper or this one. Probably gonna play Trapper though, because I like Trapper. Plus he's easy to play. I got a level 2 Trapper. Plus, I don't play killers that often, because I like to... Oh wow. I have Chuckles on. You know what, we're gonna stick with Chuckles. The Pain Flail, maybe a Machete. Pain Flail, Machete. Pain Flail, Machete. Pain Flail. Doof. Ooh, I have a Christmas tree. Awesome. I'll have an outfit for him. Alright, let's get ready. So, I'm gonna give you 2 perspectives, then I'm probably gonna do some COD World War II campaign. I don't know what else to do today, but freaking in the morning. Maybe after I do the campaign a little bit, I might do a Walking Dead Saints and Sinners stream. Or I'll probably take a nap. And just going to do a loadout here. Trapper sec. Start with one extra bear trap. Awesome. That's actually all we have, so offering. Let's see. Divinous light will be seconds to darkness. Ooh. Okay, so there's actually some offerings for the survivors actually help them, but some of them don't help me. But some help me, like the ones that I have, they help me and don't help the survivors. So yeah. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna play as Amanda. from Saw. She uses a knife, has bear traps. Nice, I guess. My Christmas tree. I used to play this game a lot more often, so I have to kind of just rustled out on me. Actually, I might look into some of the stories of things, because I can tell you the story of the clown, like, really easy. This guy was a, it started happening to him when he was a small kid. He found a bird feather, right? So he started collecting the feathers and stuff like that. So he would catch birds on purpose and pluck out some of their tail feathers to collect. And then one day his father found it, and I'm pretty sure he got rid of it. So killed his father, took his finger, and he started collecting fingers ever since. So actually, hold on. Let me. Awesome. Cool music. Okay. Okay. I don't play over the clown often. Yeah, that's okay. You go here to get your stuff, skins and stuff. Yeah, that's that, but I don't care. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to learn the backstory of? Ah, the Deathslinger. Oh wait, I remember this one. I checked it out. Yeah, it's basically he invented a gun that can shoot railroad spikes into the ground, and somebody else took it, so he got mad and went to his boss and told his boss he made another thing, and it's the thing he's holding, actually. And his boss didn't want it, so he shot his boss, went right through, did everything, and that wasn't the. Actually, you know what? No, that one wasn't true. I'm pretty sure. No, he did the railroad spike gun, the one I just said. The one he's holding, he actually tested it out on a robber, and it went through the entire robber's body, and it pulled him right back. So, yeah. I haven't seen the Oni yet, so. Our button while Blood Fury is active to perform a demon dash. Our assistance is a try speed, demon strike. Press and hold the attack button while Blood Fury is active to perform a demon strike in the direction you are facing. Demon Strike has an extended lunge range, and its successful hits immediately put healthy survivors into the dying state. So basically, this guy, if he's in his blood fury, he can one-shot people. Honoring his family name was never enough for Kazan Yamakoa. He wanted to surpass his father's reputation, and what he saw as thinning of samurai culture, with farmers often posing as samurai. His father tried to turn Kazan's attention to more noble pursuits, but Kazan refused to heed his advice, and bothering his father's katana, he embarked on a dark pilgrimage to prove his worth and rid Japan of impostors. Ignoring the code that had been taught to him, Kazan killed impostors in the hills and the valleys and on the beaches and in the woodland. The killings were brutal, cruel, and morbid. He humiliated farmers and warriors alike, yanking off their top knots and stripping them of their armor. His rage, bloodlust, and perverse sense of honor knew no bounds. Monks believed he was possessed by something dark and otherworldly, and cursed him, while a noble lord began to call him Oni Yamakoa, the rageful samurai, insult to both Kazan and his family. Oh, so that's his rage. Seems like it. Determined to redeem his family's name, Kazan now butchered anyone who dared call him Oni Yamakoa. The insult confused him. He had defeated the best, and he had purified the samurai class of impostors. How could anyone refer to him as an ogre? Had it been because he had marched onto a battlefield and cut down the fiercest warriors? Had it been because he had taken a kanabo and dashed hundreds of skulls with it? Or had it been because of his need to secure a trophy from his victims? It didn't matter. Being called an ogre was more than he could bear, and an ominous voice in his head urged him to strike down the lord who had desecrated his name. Weird. Well, nice story, I guess. As Kazan made for the lord's town, he suddenly found himself face to face with a samurai standing on a dirt road blocking his way. Kazan readied his kanabo without a word. The samurai attacked and quickly secured the upper hand, but he hesitated. With a devastating blow, Kazan crushed the samurai's head and cracked his helmet. As Kazan approached the fallen samurai, he saw his father's face and then staggered back to his haunches. His father stared at Kazan with mingled shame and regret as he issued his last breath. Kazan closed his eyes and screamed in agony until he could scream no more. When he opened his eyes again, his father was gone. Not only had he killed his father, but he allowed to steal his body for armor. Bitter loss and disillusion, Kazan roamed the lane aimlessly, with his father's voice rattling in his head, taunting him, reminding him of his failures, setting him into fits of uncontrollable black rage. One day, walking in the woods, Kazan happened upon an Oni statue. He stopped and stood motionless for a long moment. The weathered and overgrown statue seemed to be ready to shook the laughing voice out of his head, and half remembered the lord who ridiculed him as Oni Yamakoa. With renewed anger, Kazan journeyed to a town high up in the snowy mountains, where the lord resided. A dozen samurai met Kazan. A dozen samurai fell to his kanabo. His speed and strength were unmatched. His rage was incomprehensible. Covered in blood and gore, Kazan battled through the town and soon found the lord hiding in a villa. He dragged him out of a cabinet, sliced his tendons to immobilize him, and watched him beg and squirm like a dog. Without hesitation, he thrust his fist into the lord's mouth and yanked out the wicked tongue that had desecrated his name. Satisfied, Kazan exited exited the villa to find himself surrounded by dozens of farmers wielding rusted scythes, sharp pitchforks, and heavy clubs. He survived the first few assaults, but there were too many attackers coming in from every direction. Within moments, Kazan was on the ground staring at a cold, indifferent, darkening sky as farmers took their turns stabbing and torturing the Oni who had butchered their beloved lord. The frenzied mob dragged Kazan into a small stone mill to continue the torture and finally left him to die a slow, agonizing death. When they returned, the mill was filled with strange black fog, and Kazan's body and the Kanabo were nowhere to be found. It was the beginning of a dark legend about a rageful Oni haunting the town. So, basically, this guy accidentally killed his father. He killed the guy that made his name look bad. The guy who gave him the name anyway. This guy, he was filled with rage that he literally pulled out the guy's tongue and all that, so all we know is if he comes back, we know not to mess with the guy. Alright, I say why don't we look at Legion next. Frank Morrison was 19 and had a little to show for it. He stopped attending school after being kicked out of the basketball team for shoving a referee into the stands. Hold up. Feral frenzy, okay. Yet, Frank was a man of potential who could light up a room despite his bleak childhood. At 6 years old, he had been taken away from Caligari to start a circuit of foster homes. No matter how many times he lashed out, threw tantrums, and got into fights, they kept moving him to new, unfamiliar houses. His last move had been 3 years prior, when his foster dad, Clive Andrews, had picked him up from the adoption center. They have been on the road for 7 hours before reaching a small bungalow in Ormond. It would be the longest time they spend together. Clive was too busy trading checks from his family services for drinks at the bar. Ormond was a small, stale place, a remote town of 6,000 inhabitants, where gray winters drag on for most of the years. Frank did everything he could to get into another adoptive family, but he changed his mind when he caught the attention of a beautiful girl. Julie was a popular girl who was convinced that she deserved better than a life in Ormond, and Frank, as an outsider, was her ticket out. Frank attended the parties she threw, where everyone was younger than him, and easily impressed, which he liked. He met the impulsive Joey, who liked to show off, the shy and the naive Susie, who was Julie's best friend. Hold up. They would hang out at an abandoned lodge up Mount Ormond. Their time together was a perfect break from the boring conformity of their small, insignificant, everyday lives. Frank saw it as an opportunity to shake their... Frank saw it as an opportunity to shape their lack of experience into something powerful. He lined up the nights of debauchery and rampage, testing their limits. Bullying, vandalism, and theft were essentially their weekend plans. It came to a point where they would do anything he asked. Nothing was off limits, and when they put their mask on, nothing was off limits when they put their mask on. One evening, Frank dared Joey to vandalize the store that had recently fired him. They snuck inside easily enough, as the building was supposed to be empty after closing. hours, but a cleaner who was still there grabbed Julie as she came near. Hearing her stifled cries, a dark impulse took over Frank. He rushed to her aid, a knife in hand without hesitating, and planted the blade into the cleaner's back. As the group stared at Frank in shock, he ordered them to finish the job. Joey clenched his jaw and grabbed the knife and stabbed the bleeding man in the ribs. Susie didn't want to do it. Frank shouted at her. They had to finish what they started. Julie closed her eyes and jabbed the knife into the man's chest. She handed the wet blade to Susie. They were all in this together now. Susie stared at Julie in disbelief, and as Frank grabbed her trembling hands and inserted the knife deep into the man's throat. Frank told them to move fast. They mopped up the blood off the floor, stashed the body in the trunk of Joey's car, and drove up Mount Ormond. All four were dragging in the... digging. All four were digging in the muddy snow to dispose of the body when Frank spotted something moving through the woods. He grabbed his knife and broke from the grit to check it out. The fog thickened around Frank, becoming so dense that as soon as he could no longer see ahead, he retraced his steps and stumbled onto an ominous trail. He followed the eerie path as if called by the darkness. Julie, Susie, and Joey finished the digging, but Frank was nowhere to be seen. Julie spotted his muddy footsteps in the snow, and the three of them followed the trail, which took them deeper into the woods. When Julie, Susie, and Joey did not return home that night, their parents thought they'd run away with Frank. Each family came up with a different theory. The mood of the town changed, however, when a body was found by an abandoned lodge up Mount Ormond. Okay, so this is Frank. Okay, so this is Frank. I think. Or it might be, Julie? Maybe? Let's see. Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah, that's Frank. Oh, this is the spirit. Ren was the only child of a Yamaoka family. She was raised in the dusty halls of a traditional house in Kagawa. She studied education at Takamatsu, a private university, which weighed heavily on her family's shaky finances. Her mother got ill that year, and the bills started piling up. Rin worked part-time in a futile attempt to help lighten the load. Her father faced a debt that grew without end. He started working double shifts in hopes of obtaining a promotion. That's when he started losing sleep. A dark whisper would keep him awake all night, reminding him of his situation. Exhausted, he started to lose grasp of reality, fighting to deny what the voice whispered at night. Rin's father made a desperate move. He met with his superior and explained his situation. He begged for a bonus, an advance, time off, anything. His request was denied. The company had launched a defective production line that was costing them dearly. Someone had to be held accountable, and Rin's father fitted the bill perfectly. He was fired after 22 years of service. 22 years, guys. A person that worked for you for 22 years. And you fire him because of one thing. And it was your fault. That evening, Rin came home from work. She stayed late to entertain the customers that lingered at the restaurant. As she parked her bike in the shed, she heard her mother scream from the house. She rushed in, climbing up the stairs to her parents' room. There she found bits and pieces of her mother flying on the floor. Her limbs were clean-cut, tangled, and in unnatural position. Her breasts were sliced up, revealing her ribcage, which was cracked open. Rin gagged. A sharp katana came crashing down. Rin blocked the blade, which bit into her bare forearm. Then a shock of recognition interrupted her pain. Her father was wielding the katana with a stoic expression. She cried out to make him stop, but he slashed her arm again. She rushed off and slid on the blood-smeared floor. Using the door frame as support, she raised herself up. The katana ripped through the wall, cleaving her other arm. She screamed in pain as she limped into the hallway, only to be met by her father's blade. She stepped back, trembling, as she held together the soft refresh of her abdomen. Images of her mother's tangled limbs flashed before her eyes. Rin charged at her father, making him stumble back. He punched her torn abdomen, and she reclined in pain. As she struggled to get back up, he slashed her thigh, making her collapse on the floor. Okay, let's see where we are. As she crawled towards the stairs, he grabbed her hair and yanked her against a partition. The glass shattered on impact as she fell through, landing one floor down. She heard footsteps somewhere above her. With effort, she moved, worming her way into a sea of broken glass. The shards gnarled at her, ripping her flesh. He had to be stopped. He would not get away with what he'd done to her, with what he'd done to her mother. Okay. Coughing up blood, her chin grazed the glass, adding to the bleeding. Low-pitched heartbeats started to ring in her ears. Her body felt so heavy that she could no longer move. The ground shook with her father's footsteps. She knew she was not going to make it, but she no longer cared. She would make him pay in this life or next. A dark fog slowly veiled her eyes, but it could not subdue her rage. She would not rest, not yet. The darkness whispered, promising blood and revenge. An oath was made, and Rin closed her eyes. Okay, we can see the arms, like the forearm slashes and the arm slashes, the body slash, the thigh slash, barely. If you look closely enough, you can see her thigh has been slashed. Let's see. She's got broken glass in her shoulder, arm, actually in both shoulders and both arms, actually, upper arm areas. Let's see. Glass in her legs too. It's like 2 pieces in her chest. Okay. What's the next one? Plague. Oh. Okay, I'll actually check this one out later. I'm gonna go take a nap, so I'll see you boys later.